Okay, we'll get started. The graph of a system of linear equations is shown was a solution xy to the system. Solution means the intersection point. So 3, 4 is where the two lines meet. So B is the correct answer. The graph shown models the number of residents of a certain city X years after 2010. How many residents does this model estimate the city had in 2010? Well, it's pretty straightforward here. It's 20,000, so C is the correct answer. The bar graph shows the number of each type of monkey in a sanctuary. How many more vervets are in the sanctuary than mandrills? So for vets, we have 11, and mandrill, we have 5. So the difference between 11 and 5 is 6. So B is the correct answer. What value of x is the solution to the given equation? So we'll go ahead and solve this. 3x plus 5x plus 20 is equal to 76. 8x is equal to 56. 56. X is equal to 7. So A is the correct answer. Function f is defined by f of x is equal to 16 over x. What is the value of f of x when x is 17? Just plug it inside here, so it's 16 over 17. So A is the correct answer. The graph of the exponential function f is shown, where y is equal to f of x. The y-intercept of the graph is 0, y. What's the value of y? So 0, 3. So 3 is the correct answer. For a party, 50 dinner rolls are needed. Dinner rolls are sold in packages of 12. What is the minimum number of packages that should be bought for that party? So 12x. So 50 are needed. So x is like greater or equal to 4.2. So 5. Because the reason why we cannot have 4 is because 4 is not greater than or equal to 4.2. So what's the next integer that's greater or equal to 4.2? 5. 21 is 21% of 1 number. This is pretty straightforward. 21% means 21 over 100 times x is equal to 21. X obviously is 100 because the 100 gets canceled out. Okay. To repair our refrigerator, a technician charges $60 per hour for labor plus $120 for parts. Which function f represents the total amount and dollars the technician will charge for this job if it takes x hours? So 60x and plus 120. So C is the correct answer. The function f is defined by f of x is equal to 80 minus 6x. What is the value of f of 7? So let's put the 7 inside here. So it's 80. What's 6 times 7? That's 42. That is equal to 38. So B is the correct answer. Now we bought both rabbit snails and narwhal snails for a total of $52. Each rabbit snail costs $8 and each narwhal snail costs $6. If Naomi bought 2 narwhal snails, how many rabbit snails did she buy? So we have 8r plus 6s is equal to 52, right? So 2 narwhal snails, so this becomes 2 here, so 8r. What's 6 times 2? That's 12 is equal to 52. R is equal to 40. R is equal to 5. So A is the correct answer. Okay. the graph of the linear function f is shown where y is equal to f of x. What is the x-intercept of the graph y? X-intercept means when y is equal to 0. So when x is equal to minus 12, y is equal to 0. So A is the correct answer. A triangle has a base length of 40 centimeters and a height of 90 centimeters. What is the area in square centimeters of triangle? Remember, area of a triangle is 1 over 2 base times height, which is equal to 1 over 2 times 40 times 90. So it's 20 times 90, that's 1800. So 1800 is the correct answer. A participant in a bicycle race completes the race with an average speed of 24,816 yards per hour. What is this average speed in miles per hour? So we're given this yards. Oops. And we know that 1 mile is equal to 1760 yards. So what is this? This is equal to 14.1. Okay. Hydrogen is placed inside a container and kept at a constant pressure. The graph shows the estimated volume Y in liters of the hydrogen when its temperature is X kelvins. What is the estimated volume in liters of the hydrogen when its temperature is 500 kelvins? So when it's 500 kelvins, so it's 7 liters. So C is the correct answer. The given equation relates the variables P, Q, and R, which equation correctly expresses P in terms of Q and R. So we have to send this 34 here by subtracting 34, both sides, and we get B. The lengths of the legs of a right triangle are shown, which of the following is closest to the length of the triangle's hypotenuse. So if we want to get C here, remember A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. 3 squared plus 7 squared is equal to C squared. So C is equal to square root of what's 9 plus 49. So square root of 58, that is equal to 7.6, which is C. The number of coins in a collection increased from 9 to 90. What is the percent increase in the number of coins in this collection? So initial here goes in the denominator. Final minus initial. This is the formula. You times it by 100. So 90 minus 9 divided by 9 times 100. That is equal to 900%. So D is the correct answer. Okay. In triangle QRS, sides QR and RS each have a length of X centimeters, and side SQ has a length of Y centimeters. The given equation represents this situation. Which of the following is the best interpretation of 37? So let's graph this. Let's draw this out. What this means is it's an isosceles triangle. So 2x plus y. What does this mean? It's a perimeter. Perimeter of the isosceles triangle. So the sum is the correct answer, not the differences, and definitely not the length. It's the sum. Okay. What is the slope of the graph of y is equal to 5x over 13 minus 23 and x. Well, this is easy. It's this one over here. So 5 over 13. To study fluctuations in composition, samples of pumice were taken from 29 locations and cut it in the shape of a cube. The length of the edge of one of these cubes is 3 centimeters. This cube has a density of 0.23 grams per cubic meter. What is the mass of this cubic grams? So density is mass per volume. And we know that uh, the density, but we're trying to get the mass, so I could rearrange this. And we have the density. What is the volume? Volume is, volume of a cube is 3 cube, and that is equal to 6.21. The given scatter plot line of best fit for the data show. Which of the following is the closest to the slope of the line of best fit drawn? So I'm gonna go ahead and take 2 points here, the origin and 5,9. So 0, 0 and 5,9. Slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the 9 goes above. So what's 9 over 5? That's 1.8. So C. C is the correct answer. The length of a rectangle is 50 inches and the width is x inches. The perimeter is at most 210 inches. Which inequality represents this situation? So uh, uh, we want to get the perimeter, right? So 2x plus 2y at most 10, right? And we have length of a rectangle, so we can say that's a y. 2x plus, what's 2 times 50? That's 100. So A is the correct answer. Which of the following expressions is equivalent to 8x to the power of 10 minus 8x to the power of 9 plus 80? Okay, immediately I can see x as something common, so I can pull x to the front. 8 minus 8 and 88, they're all divisible by 8. So I can pull that as well. So A and B are immediately eliminated. And since I pulled out the x from x to the power 10, I could go like this. And I can go like this. So D is the correct answer. Which table gives 3 values of x and their corresponding values of y for a given equation? I personally like to just plug all of these values in for each answer choice. You could do that on your own, but I can see that D, if I put 1 here, it gives me y is equal to 128 over 15, 2 here, and so on. This is more of plug and chug type of question, so yeah, do your calculations meticulously using your calculator and pick the correct answer choice. The line segment shown in the XY plane represents one of the legs of a triangle. The area of this triangle is 36 square root 13 square units. What is the length in units of the other leg of the triangle? Okay, so area is equal to 1 over 2 base times height, which is equal to 36 square root 13. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to get rid of this 1/2 because it's annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply 2 by both sides. And I'm gonna get the oops the distance, sorry, the length of this line here. So we have minus 6 comma 4 and 3 comma 10. And the distance is equal to square root of, okay. So what's 3 minus minus 6? That's, oh, here, I'll do this. Okay. So what this becomes is 9 squared plus 6 squared, which is equal to which is equal to 81 plus 36. And this becomes square root of 117. And if you factor this out, oh, sorry, not factor. I need to, uh, uh, I need to like work this way. Sorry, I can simplify this further. I'm sorry, by dividing this by 3. So 3, 6, 9. That's 3, 29. So see, 3. So since we have this comes 3, and we have 13 remaining. So we have this guy over here. And 3 to the square root of 13 times x is equal to 72 square root of 13, because I'm using this guy over here. And we want to solve for x. X is obviously going to be 24. So B is the correct answer. Okay. The solutions to x squared plus 6x plus 7 is equal to 0, and R and S, where R is less than S. The solutions to x squared plus 8x plus 8 is equal to 0, are T and U, where T is less than U. The solutions to x squared plus 14x plus C is 0, where C is a constant, are R plus T and S plus U. What is the value of C? Okay, this is going to require a lot of calculation here, but let me write down the formula I need to use. Okay. So number 1, I'll label these guys 1, 2, and 3. So we know that this guy is equal to plus or minus 6 squared minus 4 times 7 over 2. This is equal to what's 36 minus 28? This is equal to minus 3. Okay. 2. We have, let's do the same as well. 8. Eight squared. Oh, the reason why I didn't multiply a here is because a is 1, because we have a 1 here and a 1 here and a 1 here. Okay, 2. This is equal to minus a. What's 64 minus 32? That is equal to 32. This is equal to minus 4 plus 1, 2. Okay. Also, since r is less than s here, we know that r is equal to minus 3 minus square root 2. S is equal to minus 3 plus square root 2. Uh, T is equal to minus 4 minus 2 square root 2. U is equal to minus 4 plus 2 square root 2. And I'm going to go ahead and add these up. So what's r plus t? R plus t is equal to minus 7 minus 3 square root 2. And what is s plus u? So s plus u is equal to minus 7 plus 3 square root 2. Sorry, I'm running out of space here. So using that, since C is the product of these two here, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to multiply this and this together. So we'll go here and say minus, and then multiply this. Okay, so what this is it becomes 49 minus 18, which is equal to 31. I know this is a bit of a long process, and also I think I should remind you this that the constant C is the product of two solutions. So in this case, I will say alpha is equal to r plus t and beta is equal to s plus u to be more clear. Uh, this was a lot heavy and lengthy calculation, but if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. I can definitely walk you through again. Thank you. Okay, right, moving on. The scatter plot shows a relationship between the weight and pounds of each of 9 female gray wolves on a for 30 and the number of offspring each gray wolf produced. How many offspring did the 50-pound gray wolf produce? So we look at 50 and the number of offsprings, so 6. So C is the correct answer. The solution to the given system of equations x, y. What's the value of x? I'll just put the 4 here. What's 4 plus 6? That's 10. So A is the correct answer. In April, there were 43 volunteers in a cleanup project. Each volunteer was asked to choose a small gift labeled A, B, C, or D. The bar graph shows the number of volunteers who choose each gift. How many volunteers chose gift C? So it's 18. You can see here 18. So D is the correct answer. Data set of three numbers is shown. If a number from this data is selected at random, what is the probability of selecting a negative? Well, we only have one, so it's 1 over 3. So B is the correct answer. The line in the xy plane has a slope of -1 over 2 and passes through the point. Trigonometry, which equation represents this line? So we know what this is, right? Since the slope is -1 over 2, C and D are automatically eliminated. And it's B because if I put 0 here, the y should be 3. So that's how you do it. A product costs $11 per pound. What is the cost in dollars for 6 pounds of the product? Simple. 11 times 6 is equal to 66. The equation 46 is equal to 2x plus 2y gives the perimeter of a rectangular rug that has length x in feet and width y in feet. The width of the rug is 8 feet. What is the length in feet of the rug? So I have all even numbers here, right? So I can divide this by 2, all of it. So it becomes x plus y is equal to 23. Width is 8, so we're given that here. So y is equal to 15. Okay. 12 data points are shown. Describe how a line of best fit for the data is also shown at x equals 1200. Which of the following is the closest to the y value predicted by the line of best fit? So if I look here, it's around 11. So C is the correct answer. Which expression is equivalent to all of this? Well, I see 8 and 7, so what's 8 times 7? That's 56. So immediately I can eliminate D. How many y's are there? 1, 2. So 2 y's, so I can immediately eliminate C, excuse me. And how many z? There are 2 z's, so here. Remember that when you're multiplying the exponents like this, you're adding the exponents because you have the same base. And you have this one here at the top. Okay? A food truck buys for $0.04 each. So, and plates for 0.48 dollars each. The total cost of X forks and Y plates is $661.76. Which equation best represents this situation? So all of this, you add this up. So can immediately eliminate those, and so addition, so D is the correct answer. In the right triangle shown was the value of A. So these two have to add up to 90. So 13 plus A is equal to 90. A is equal to 77. So B is the correct answer. Gabriella deposits $35 in a savings account at the end of each week. At the beginning of the first week of a year, there were $600 in that savings account. How much money in dollars will be in the account at the end of fourth week of that year? So beginning had 600, deposits 35 at the end of each week. Put the 4 here, so what's 35 times 4 plus 600? That gives me 740. So D is the correct answer. What's a positive solution to the given equation? 22 times 22. Basically, you can rewrite that as 22 squared. So X is obviously going to be 22 because you take the square root. The ratio 140 to M is equivalent to the ratio 428. What's the value of M? So it's equal to 428. 4M is equal to 28 times 140. M is equal to, you divide this by 4 here. So it becomes 980. If 3x minus 27 is 24, what's the value of x minus 9? All of these have 3 as a common factor, so I can pull this 3 out. This and 3 times 8. Get rid of the 3's and I get 8. So B is the correct answer. For the linear function, f of 0 is equal to 17 and f of 1 is equal to 17, which equation defines f? So if I just draw this quickly here, you'll notice something. At 0, it's 17, and at 1, it's also 17. So it's just a horizontal line. So C gives me a horizontal line. The function f of x is equal to 55.2 minus 0.16x gives the estimated surface water temperature f of x in degrees Celsius of a body of water on the x day of the year, where 220 is less than or equal to x, x is less than or equal to 360. Based on the model, what is the estimated surface water temperature in degrees Celsius of this body of water on the 326th day of the year? So you want to put the 326 instead of x. This is a very simple plug and chug. So you'll get approximately B. Put this in your calculator, and yeah. The solution to the given system equation is xy. What's the value of x? So let's equate these together. Okay. If I put 0, this becomes 0. So yes, so B is the correct answer. A sample of a certain isotope takes 29 years to decay to half its original mass. The function S of t gives the appropriate mass of this isotope in grams that remains t years after 184 grams starts to decay. Which of the statement is the best interpretation of S of 87 is equal to 23 in this context? So the t is the time. So 87 should be represented in time. So C and D are immediately eliminated because I see 87 grams. So what this means is that my output is the grams, so the weight. So what that means is approximately 23 grams of the sample remains 87 years after the sample started to decay. Let's see why B is wrong. The mass of the sample is decreased by approximately 20. It's not decreased by, it actually means like the 23 remains, 23 grams remains. So B is also wrong. How many fluid ounces are equivalent to 76 quarts? So 76 quarts. Okay. Now you have 1 quart is 4 cups. And 1 cup is equal to 8. 5. Multiply everything in the top and divide everything in the bottom, and you get 2, 4, 3, 2. A piece of a wire with a length of 32 inches is cut into 2 parts. One part has a length of x inches, and the other part has a length of y inches. Okay, so very straight up equation here. The value of x is 4 more than 3 times the value of y. What is the value of x? This is simply solving system of linear equations. So if you solve it for x, you'll get 25. I'm pretty sure all of you know how to solve system of linear equations, right? So yeah. If you want me to review that, please leave a comment below. I'm happy to guide you through. Okay. The table gives the parameters of similar triangles TUV and XYZ, where TU corresponds to XY. The length of TU is 18 meters. 18, excuse me. What is the length of XY? So you have TUV, right? TUV. And you have XYZ. And they're similar, right? So you have uh, A, B, C, and you have something multiplied by A, since they're similar triangles. And we're given TU as 18. Okay. So I can find a relation here. So A plus B plus C is equal to 37, and XA plus XB plus XC is equal to triple three. I can pull out the X in front like this. Okay. And I know that A plus B plus C is 37. So X is equal to 333 divided by 37. What is that? That gives me 9. So uh, the X is 9. And XY corresponds to TU, right? So I know my X and I know my A because A is given as 18. So what's 9 times 18? That's 162, so D is the correct answer. A sphere has a radius of 17 over 5. Yeah, what's the volume in cubic feet of the sphere? So volume of the sphere is 400 power cubed. So what's this guy? It's D. D as in David. The dot represents the data of the number of bursts of 13 eruptions of a steam vent. If an additional eruption with 11 bursts is added to this data, to create a new data set of 14 eruptions, which of the following measures will be created for the new data set? Uh, than for the original data set. So imagine I add something here. Immediately, what you should be able to recognize is that the mean is going to be greater. So B and D are eliminated. However, as you can see here, the median is equal to plus 1 over 2. And we have 13. So 13 plus 1 over 2. 14 over 2, which is 7. So the median is 7. So you go here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the median is 2. But since I added the new guy over here, it becomes 14 plus 1 over 2, which is approximately 7.5. 7.5 and 8 are between here, right? So it's the same. So the median is not, it's going to be the same, only the mean is going to be greater. So C is the correct answer. A factory makes 9-inch, 7-inch, and 4-inch concrete screws. During a certain day, the number of 9-inch concrete screws that the factory makes is 5 times the n number n of 7-inch concrete screws, and the number of 4-inch concrete screws is 22. During this day, the factory makes 100 concrete screws total. Which equation represents this situation? Okay, let's draw a table here. I would say length and numbers. So we have 9, 7, and 4. We are given that there are n 7-inch concrete screws. 4-inch is 22. And 5 times the number. That's for 9-inch. So it's this. I add all of this up for this one here. So it's 6n plus 22, which is equal to 100. So D is the correct answer. The number A is 190% greater than number B. The number B is 80% less than 20. What is the value of A? So put this guy over here. It becomes A is equal to 2.9 times 0.2 times 0.4. And you'll get B as your answer. A right square prism. So talking about this guy. Has a height of 14 units. The volume of the prism is 2016 cubic meters. What is the length in units of the edge of the base? So right square prism, since the length and the width in the bottom has to be the same, and we're only given the height here, so it's going to be B times 14, which is equal to 2016. B squared, divide this by 14 both sides, you get 144. B is equal to 12. So this is how you do it. Okay, thanks for watching. Please leave a comment below if you have any questions. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.